Here's Bryce Henson and Jake Stewart, your host of the Fit Life Orange County.
Well, it turns out I was a swimmer for Australia. I don't know if you know this.
I don't. This is all new to me.
So, everyone swims in Australia. Of course, we learn to swim when we're little babies. But I was on the Montreal Olympic swim team for Australia. And I won't even give you can figure out the year because it's a long time ago. I was on the training squad and I was a butterfly swimmer and a medley, 400 medley, 200 fly, which are really endurance. Because I'm short and I'm strong, sprinting's not my thing. So I loved swimming and I got bursitis in my shoulders. So I was on the training squad and I don't know if you've ever had bursitis in any joint, but it's really painful. And in those days, we used to do too much. Now there's a lot of land-based training, but so I had to pull out of the training squad. It was that bad. And at that point, I said, okay, what can I do instead of going to the Olympics? And that's when I went into medicine. Oh. And I thought I'd do sports medicine. And it turned out then my journey took me into primary care. But I was always, it's in my blood. Mm-hmm. So having a fitness activity every day is like brushing my teeth. It's part of my routine. And I really understand people when it's not, and I feel badly for people that don't commit because it's hard to just start. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's been part of my life, always part of my life, and we'll get to why this particular fit body fits me so well, because I've tried many things, but it's just a commitment every single day, fitness, and it's as much for my physical health as my mental, emotional health, and I talk a lot about that with my clients, mm-hmm. And I know you do too at Fit Body. You realize that mental health and exercise go like hand in glove. It's so important. I don't think we talk enough about that.
No, definitely. You hit a lot of really good points there. Something that I want to ask you about is you talked about a couple of different hurdles that you face. So obviously you had a shoulder injury, and I mean, mm-hmm. Hey, let's face it, like a lot of the population has injuries, they have bad shoulders, they have bad backs. What kept you staying fit? So it would have been so easy for you to just hang up your swim cap and just say, I'm done, I don't need to work out anymore, I have a bad mm-hmm. shoulder, maybe it's just not for me. That would have been really easy for you to do. What kept you on the road and to still work past your injury and work through your injury and find the ways that worked around it? So what kept you going in that situation?
Well, back then I was very competitive, mm-hmm. so I moved from swimming to water polo mm-hmm. until water polo got so, I don't know if you've ever seen women's water polo under the water, but oh my gosh, it's terrible. And then I didn't like that so much. And then what kept me going was that feeling that you get when to be at a peak level of fitness, there's a certain endorphin high. And I'm addicted to that. Mm-hmm. So that feeling of feeling so good in my body is something that I hold on to really tightly. And if I've ever been out, well, for example, when I had my baby and I had a C-section mm-hmm. and I couldn't exercise, I actually got postpartum depression. And that's a lot to do with all the neurotransmitters that just change from everything, not just not exercising, but hormones. And to be in that really dark place was very scary. And I have great compassion for women that have postpartum, and it's very common, as we know, and it's great to talk about it. And so now I realize that exercise, that's why I say to you, it's as much for my physical and mental health, emotional health, all of those combined. So to feel as good as I can feel, me, like I'm not comparing myself to anybody else, but that feeling of moving freely in your body, being really clear, focused, being able to concentrate, all of these things are the benefits of having a daily exercise routine.
Yeah, all that is super duper important. Like I can't stress enough, and I always say this to my clients, I say this to everybody that I come into contact with, is that fitness doesn't just change your body, it really does change your mind. So I know that like myself personally, whenever I do a workout, my head's way clearer, I have way more energy for the day, and I'm always just ready to get started. I love what you said, fitness has become something just like brushing your teeth is every day. Mm-hmm. It takes some time to get used to it, so hey, maybe you don't like brushing your teeth every day, or maybe it's like, oh, like I don't know if I have the time to brush my teeth, maybe I don't have the time to get to the gym. If you make that just part of your routine, and something that just comes naturally, I think that's really, really important. That makes it a lot easier to get started. Once you get started, it's hard to stop. So I always say like fitness is like the world's greatest addiction. Because it's one of the most healthy addictions. Obviously, you can go down some bad roads when it comes to addiction,